Hi boys and girls, I'm Storyteller Fahim, and today, right here on my table, I'll be teaching you how to plant your own seeds so that you can start your own garden. Now, to be able to plant your own seeds and start your own little garden, you'll need seeds! Of course you're gonna need seeds to plant seeds. And today, just for you, I've got some tomato seeds. Now you can use seeds from any fruits you like. You can use watermelon seeds, papaya seeds, even lime seeds. But today I've got tomato seeds. And today with my tomato seeds, I'm going to teach you how to make your own little plant. Now you have to remember to get rid of any of the juicy, gooey bits and leave them out to dry in the sun for 1 to 2 days. And if you're going to grow tomato seeds, I'm going to show you just how to do that. The first thing you're going to need is a tomato. And what I used was a knife to cut the tomato right down in the middle so I can get the two halves out, and I used my finger to scoop out all the gooey bits on the inside and took the seeds out. Now, mummies and daddies, you can of course help out for this part to help cut the tomatoes in halves. And boys and girls, you can scoop out the seeds yourself and leave them on a plate to dry. And the next thing that you're gonna need to plant your own tomato seeds is soil. Now what I've got here is some excellent soil that's perfect for growing small little plants just like tomatoes. And you can also pick up your own soil. You can either buy a pre-mixed soil and just use that, or buy different types of grains and then put them together to make your own soil. Now mummies and daddies, you can of course help out. I got mine online, but you can get yours from any plant store. And the next thing that you're gonna need is a pot. Now, I've got a small porcelain pot from IKEA over here, but you don't have to use this pot. You can use any pot you'd like. And in fact, you don't even have to use a pot. You can just finish your carton of milk and then just cut the bottom out of it and use that. Now, once you've got your pot, you're finally ready to start planting. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pot and prepare our soil. We're gonna put the soil inside the pot. So to do that, we can use our hands, but it'll get really messy. So what I'm gonna use is a spoon. Now, over here I've used a plastic spoon because I've recycled it, but you can use anything you want really. I suggest not using the spoons that you eat with because, well, you know, it gets dirty in the soil. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually breaking up the big parts of the soil so that it's all nice and smooth, and all the little chunks in the soil are about the same size. It's gonna be much easier to scoop the soil out with your spoon when it's all the same size and it's nice and smooth. And then slowly just start scooping and scooping the soil out into your pot, and slowly do it so that you don't get too much of a mess, and make your way up the pot. Now, you're gonna make sure that there's enough space in your pot at the top just so that the water can go in, because remember, right after this, you're gonna be watering it. So what I'm doing over here now is I'm using the back of my spoon and I'm patting the soil down so it's nice and smooth. And that's pretty much it. So once you're done with that, try to clean up the mess, which is what I do over here, and just use your hands to brush it off and chuck it in a bin. Once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go to start putting your seeds in. So here are my seeds. I've put them in a very fancy plate, yes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our seeds from the plate into the soil. So what I use is the trusty old spoon again, but this time I'm using the back of the spoon. This little pointy side is what we're gonna be using to dig ourselves some small little holes inside and just sort of create a crater that's in the middle of the soil. A nice hole for us to put all the seeds in. And once that's done, you're gonna take all of your seeds and put them inside the hole. It's pretty much simple, really. Now over here, I'm using the same plastic spoon to scoop it out and put it inside the soil. But you can use anything. You can even use your hands and put them in one by one just to be careful. And once all your seeds are in the soil, just like this, you can use the spoon again, or even your hands, to smoothen out the soil and pat it. Settle the soil around it so that it's nice and flat, and make sure that your seeds are properly buried underneath, just close to the top, so that when you do water it, the water will go into the seeds. And there you have it, you're pretty much good to go. But there's one more thing. That's right, what do seeds need? They need water. So what I'm gonna use is this. This is my trusty spray bottle. Now you can use a little watering can or even a cup to water your plants, but I'm gonna use this spray bottle just so I can get a nice coat of water onto my soil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start spraying the soil with the spray bottle to make sure that every inch of the top part of the soil is visibly wet and that it's enough water so that it can seep down and the seeds can have enough water to start growing. So once you've done that, you're pretty much ready. Your seeds will start growing, and this is exactly what you need to do to grow your own plants. Give yourselves a round of applause, and now you've successfully planted your own little tomato. Now, make sure to keep this plant growing and healthy, because once it's bigger, you're gonna have to put it inside of a bigger pot. And then one day, you'll soon have big, juicy, ripe tomatoes that you can just grab out and take a really big bite out of. That's delicious. Oh yes, one more thing. Remember to keep your tomato plant near the sun so that every day it'll grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like you. I'm Storyteller Fahim from the Storytelling Center Limited, and this is how you grow your own tomato plants. Goodbye, little gardeners.